Today, I'd like to compare for you two of Pilot Frixion's lines of erasable pens. So they have a few different erasable pens, and today we're going to look at the gel-based clicker pen and the Fineliner ink pen, both erasable. So I've used these pretty extensively for Bible study and note-taking when I want color but want to be able to erase. And I have noticed quite a difference in the way they work, and so had to share that. So first of all, the Fineliner is an ink-based pen. It is a two-piece pen in that the lid is removable and attaches to the back of the pen. The good news is it stays on great because you're going to need this lid for it, one, to not dry out, but also because this color piece is the eraser. So, fits secure. Now, the clicker pen, which is a gel-based pen, first you click using the clip on the side and not the end. That's because the tip here is the eraser. So no issues with pushing the pen in and out when you're erasing with it. The other cool thing about this pen is it is refillable. So there's a gel cartridge inside. You can buy replacements for and just reload the same set of pens you have. So a neat little feature there. Now, from a writing perspective, this is where I have noticed quite a big difference. So this is the Fineliner, and you can see the orange color there. It writes smooth as I'm writing on the paper, and there are no gaps in the ink. It is lighter than your standard gel or a ballpoint pen, but of course you're looking at erasable pens. You don't want them to be as dark, so they'll erase more thoroughly. Now, the Fineliner point clicker pen, that is the gel-based pen. Now, this one definitely does not write as smooth. So you'll see some gaps in the ink there. The ink is lighter, and so to me, it gives you less ink flow, and you're not getting as defined of an ink print on the page. So from a erasable standpoint, let's test out the Fineliner. I'm just going to try to thoroughly erase the H here and see how well we can get it off the page and how much work it takes. Okay. So you can see got it pretty much all the way erased. There is still a little imprint there, of course, of what was the H there. So not 100%, it's not a blank white page, but definitely erased. Now let's look at the gel-based pen, the clicker pen. Great erase, comes off with a little less work and pressure. And so you can see this one, less actual orange residue from the ink. However, you do kind of see more of an imprint of the H. And I think that's because this metal tip puts more pressure on the page, and it is much thinner than the Fineliner. And so you're getting more of an imprint on your page. So definitely different writing styles depending on what you need these for. Also, one thing I will note on both of these, do not do what I did. I had my daughter write an entire paper in erasable pen because she was quite young and I wanted her to be able to fix mistakes. And guess what? The way that these all erase is based on the heat driven from the friction of erasing them. So I put that sweet little letter through a laminator and all the ink disappeared. It was like magic ink. It was awful. I felt so bad. Now, since then, after I made her write that, I have learned from friends that you can recover the ink by putting the piece in the freezer and the ink will come back. So just important to note if you're going to use erasable pen and things, if you're going to write something that you want to stay, or if you're using it perhaps in your planner or agenda, if you live in a hot place like I do and you leave these in the car for an extended amount of time in the summer, you may notice some of your ink disappearing. So just be mindful of that when you're using these. But I do love these products. I keep them. I have a very big stash of them and I use them for all kinds of things. And they've been a great product for me. And you can decide which works best for you.